system. So she called me into her office, and I said, no, it's fine. I'm absolutely fine. It's not a problem. I'm just really focusing on these strong women. And 2 weeks later, I tried to kill myself. Twice. That was obviously a very, very difficult time in my life. But as you can see, I made it through. But before I got to the other side of it, I bought into the stereotype of this suffering heroine. And as I said, the heroine's journey, it just seems so full of suffering. The movies that I was watching, at least, the songs, the books, many of our role models reflect back to us that suffering is this necessary ingredient for success. Now, I had completely forgotten about this paper, not obviously the suicides, but I'd forgotten about the paper and the heroine and the death wish and writing that paper. Until 22 years later, a couple months, like probably about a month ago, so now I'm about to turn 42, and that was when I was 18. I'm happily married. I have a 5, soon-to-be 6-year-old Sophie, who I love, a beautiful home. I have a business that I love, and I love life, and I love getting up every morning, and I love working with you women. And I was lying awake about a month ago, and it was about 4 a.m., because isn't it always when we're lying awake? And I was thinking about this big event, and it was scaring the out of me. And I don't get scared easily. And I was thinking about the journey of the modern-day heroine. And then I remembered that paper. And I caught myself thinking and lying there in bed and suffering about everything that needed to be done. There was this need to suffer. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a really happy person, in case you hadn't noticed. I don't mean I was like going around depressed, but there was this certain prerequisite that in order for everything to be a success, that I would need to suffer. I had to get the suffering in there. It's like you put it in the bank and then you're entitled to the success. And then the penny suddenly dropped for me. I don't have to suffer to succeed. Suffering is a choice. And I've known this in my head. We hear this stuff. But at that moment, I got it in my body. And in that moment, that awareness I was talking about grew exponentially. And I shifted my focus from needing to suffer to succeed to choosing to live in peace and joy. And I suddenly realized I'd come full circle. The heroine and the death wish had become the modern-day heroine that we're talking about today. And that's you and me. And although we work hard, don't get me wrong, when I say we don't need to suffer, I don't mean that it's just going to be this easy pathway that we have to take. I honestly believe that we need to work hard. We need to learn how to use our wings so that we can fly. It's part of the journey. But we don't have to suffer while we're working hard. We all have moments of sadness when maybe no one shows up to our events. It's happened. We get discouraged, and when we can't figure out Facebook or HostGator or WordPress, and we're tearing our hair out, or we've created this beautiful thing on the computer and then it's gone. But we don't need to suffer through the struggle. And so I wanted to share with you my guiding principles, my personal mantras, and encourage you to create your own. And I have 3 of them. And the first one I came up with when I quit drinking, and that is, I am choosing to live consciously. And the second one, I am choosing to live abundantly, because it's a choice for us to be abundant. It's a choice. And then I added the third one in with that penny drop, which is I'm choosing to live in peace and joy.